ourselves no matter how big the mistake we made is, okay? So no matter how big of a mistake we've made, we should always forgive ourselves for that mistake, okay? That's the topic. So you would, when we start the debate, and we can actually, I think we have enough people now, we could do it. So you will pick the team that we talked about for or against the topic, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, we go from there. And for some people, maybe they don't feel comfortable always talking. So if they want to listen, they can listen. That's up to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, I think we have enough people to start. When I look around, looks like we do. So let's go ahead and we can begin the topic. And if we finish, we could talk about the other thing that I had mentioned. Okay. So let's go ahead. Siva, did you understand what we're looking at? How we're going to do it?
Siva.
Okay.
Maybe it's away.
Okay. So let's start. Let's start with Mary. Mary, what do you think? You want to be on Team A or Team B?
Difficult to to decide. How about Team B?
Okay, Team B.
Ooh.
Mary's on Team B. Okay.
Yes.
So Rashid, how about you? Rashid?
I prefer listening to taking part.
Okay.
I
Well,
would
remember. Oh, go ahead, Siva.
I would prefer speaking, but I'll join you a little bit later, like after some 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Well, what we do, yeah, but you still need to give us a team that you would like to participate on. So what team do you agree? Do you agree with the topic that we should always forgive ourselves no matter how big a mistake we've made? Would you agree with that or disagree with it?
Disagree.
You disagree. So you'll be on Team B.
Team B.
Okay, so I'll put you there with Mary. Okay. Johnny, did you want to pick a team?
So, but I'll join you within. Can I join you in a 10 minutes? Is that okay?
Yes, Siva. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead, Johnny. I'm sorry. Okay. So post discussion. Okay, Mr. Moyu, what team would you like to join?
I would like to agree with the topic.
Okay, so you'll be on Team A, okay? Okay, thank you, Moyu. You're so patient. You know, I really like you. You are. You're very, very patient this way. Good. Jamila, would you like to join a team?
Jamila. Maybe she's having coffee or something.
Okay.
Yes, hello.
Okay. So, okay, would you like to join a team?
No, because I'll be outside, so no, I'll just listen. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You guys are going to kill me. Okay, Mr. Hiroki, would you like to join a team?
If it is possible, I just join the discussion, but if the member is not so many, I join.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Okay. Well, listen, this could be a very, very, very short debate. And that's okay. It doesn't need to be a long, long debate. It could be a very short debate that we can open it up to discussion, and we can also talk about the other thing that I was mentioning. Okay. So that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
No pressure. Okay, Jamie, what do you want to do?
Well, since I sometimes got straight A's in school, and I actually, I do agree. A, please. A, Team A.
Team A. Okay, so it's you and Moyu against Mary, and we lost Siva. So right now, Mary, Siva said he would be back in a few minutes. So, oh my gosh, two against one for now. Okay. And I guess nobody's volunteering to be a judge. Okay, I guess I'll be the judge. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna.
Wow. This is gonna be a short debate.
Okay.
Dang.
All right.
Did you ask me?
Huh?
Did you ask me something? No.
I said no.
Okay.
I asked if anyone wanted to be a judge.
Well, I would have loved to, but
No, you
I'll
got to
be.
be. Yeah, if you got to run outside, no, that's not going to
Yeah,
work. Okay, that's fine. I'll be the judge. Okay.
yeah.
So let's begin then. Okay,
Two
so
against one.
well, Siva's back, so maybe he will. So
Well,
anyway,
he said later.
okay. So wait, okay. Let's go ahead and start with Moyu. Moyu, can you please tell us why you agree with the topic?
Yeah, I would agree with the topic because first I think I want to say this. If you did any mistake in the past, then if you don't forgive, you have the perspective of that you are having you to have stress or maybe disease or that problem because having a bitterness against yourself or maybe against somebody, it is hurting that you are hurting yourself, so that it is the best interest for yourself to forgive, so that you need to move on. Otherwise, if you have that problem, the anger, the stress, and everything, that means you are. Sorry, I'm just charge on my computer. So you are hurting yourself. So first, that's the problem because there's that the probability of disease, illness, stress, mental, and everywhere. So you have to forgive yourself so that you don't have to get that problems. The other thing is that let me say this: if you don't forgive, what other thing that you would do to move on? There's nothing you can do in the past. There's nothing you can do to fix the problem that you did in the past. So I mean the mistakes you committed in the past. So because there is nothing you can do about the mistakes of the past, you need to forgive for yourself and move on. The only thing we can do about our mistakes in the past is just to learn from them and move on. So if you don't forgive, then you are not learning anything from the past. As human beings, we have to live for our future. We don't live in the past. Just the only thing we can, the only benefit for in the past times that just to learn from them and move on. So also the other thing I wanted to say is that we have to love ourselves and accept who we are. So if you can't forgive yourself, that means you are not loving yourself. You are hating yourself. Really, you hate yourself. I mean, so we need to accept who you are. But if you are not forgiving for yourself for the mistakes of the past, that means you are rejecting yourself. You are rejecting yourself. As human beings, we need to accept ourselves, and also we need to accept other people. As human beings, I always hear that saying, he will say, you have to accept the people who they are. You should be who you are. So if you can't forgive what you did in the past, you are not accepting yourself. As human, we are bound. We are bound to do mistakes. We need hope. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for president of Somalia. I really do. Well, except
Thank you for your compliment.
Well, actually, there's one problem. President has to be dishonest, so no, he wouldn't win.
Okay.
You two, honest.
Okay. So let's settle down. Okay. So Johnny's back. So Johnny has asked to be able to ask one question per person. So go ahead, Johnny. You have a question for Moyu about what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, go
One
ahead.
question. Since he said that, not being able to forgive oneself can create some health problems, among some other problems. My question is, do you have any data that supports this idea that someone has fallen into a sickness for not being able to forgive himself or herself?
Frankly, I think it is very tough question because I don't have any data about that. But I think it is my opinion. It is not based on fact. I've never read anything about that. But I think because as human being, when we have bitterness, when we have anger, when we have hate, when we are hateful against other people, I think that can create some problems in our mind, maybe in our heart or something like that.
I understand, but
But
yet
I don't have
you
data.
don't have any example where your opinion can be confirmed, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely right. I don't
thank
have
you.
any data.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, let me write down a note. Okay, okay. Let's go now to Mary. Mary, you chose Team
Yes.
B. So why did you choose Team B? Explain to us your position.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me the chance. I partially agree with the topic. Forgiving oneself is important because nobody is perfect. We always we sometimes do something wrong. It's understandable, but I don't agree always. We can't always um, forgive ourselves. Um, if we always forgive ourselves without reasons, just forgive all the time, we might repeat the mistakes we have done in the past. Yes, we couldn't change something happened in the past, but we always have ways to improve ourselves right now and in the future of our lives. Since we are we're people, and of course, in social we are social um, creature, and we need to care about others. If we have done something really wrong, at least first we can do something to make people understand or to cure with um, kill people with their trauma or wound physical or mentally. We need to get along with people around us well. We should care about ourselves. Of course, we should always care about others. So that's why I think um, always forgiving ourselves is not the point. We we try to forgive ourselves if we can, but we need to do something, and we should always remember something wrong we have done in the past and try to improve ourselves. Um, as I said before, we couldn't uh, change mistake, some mistakes in the past,
Mhm.
but our history does affect our life even in the future right now.
Mhm.
So, and that's why I don't agree always, but I agree. We should forgive ourselves most time, but not always. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mary. So, Johnny, did you have a question for Mary?
Yes, yes. I get the idea that
Okay, go ahead.
sometimes we are unable to forgive ourselves. You know, we feel that we need to put some kind of punishment, and I understand the point that there are consequences when we don't do it. Like you just say, it could be for good or bad. Those consequences. So my question is this: do we deserve, in your opinion, that we should forgive ourselves?
Do we? Would you please repeat your question?
Okay, since the topic is whether we should or not, and you spoke
Yes.
about the consequences
Should
and
always
the
exist.
capacity of whether we are able or not. But my question is, should we forgive ourselves? Do we deserve to have another chance? Do we deserve, in your opinion, to give ourselves another chance to make things right the next time?
Do we deserve?
Yes. Do you, for instance, if you made a mistake,
Deserve.
if you made a mistake, do you think you deserve to give yourself another chance?
I can. I know what's your question. It's a good question, but difficult to answer. Do we deserve to giving another chance to correct the mistake? Right? Correct. Is that what you asked?
Yeah. I mean, well, you said that the past is the past and we can't change that. I agree with that. But if another chance, I mean, another opportunity that happens, the same thing, and you say, well, this is my chance to do it right this time, but I will give myself this chance because I deserve it.
Yeah.
Do you think that we deserve it, or you would say that, no, I will not try this because I know myself. I know myself. I will not do it. I can't do this, so I will not try it again.
And if I have the chance, of course, I won't do it the same as I did before. I will try to do it better, at least not a mistake, not to hurt others. If we do not hurt others, of course, it's the way we improve ourselves. That's why I said we should not always, but we should forgive, but not always. And it depends on situation or cases, right? That's my point.
Thank you, Mary.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Johnny?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's go now to Jamie for Team A.
Yep.
Jamie?
Okay. Yes, Rick, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think we should forgive ourselves and whoever wronged us. I mean, if we keep anger in, it's good. That's not healthy. You should, because if we're we can't change what we did in the past, so we have to live with our consequences and just move on. I mean, like I said, there's no use crying over spilled milk. But if you think you might have might do the same thing again, you have to stop and think, oh, I did that. And when I did that already, I got in trouble. So should I do it again? Usually, so no, we have to forgive ourselves and forgive the person that wronged us. I mean, if you live, with loathing and anger for the rest of your life, that's not healthy. You could end up scaring yourself mentally, and also maybe if it's the person that wronged you, it might hurt them. But and if it's possible, find a way to, if it's the person that wronged you, find a way to reconcile with that person, and hopefully that you can you can fix what was broken. That's what I think. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so Johnny, you have a question for him?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ronnie. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Well,
All right, I'm ready.
the way that you express was it's like it seems to me that it is an easy process, and sometimes it's not. And based on something that Mary said before, you know, when one made a mistake in the past and affected other people, it hurt other people. Would you go so easy
Yeah.
on yourself in the same way if your mistake that you did before also affected other people? I mean, you would say you just have to move on. You know, it's okay. You have to forgive yourself, or would you think it twice if it involves other people?
Well, beating yourself up for a mistake you did isn't healthy, as I said. So yeah, if I committed the same mistake, yeah, I would say, yeah, yeah, I try to be easy on myself and another person. I'm not. Those people who know me would say, I'm fairly easygoing. I don't hold grudges that much. In order for me to really loathe somebody, they would have to do something like very, really horrible. Because I think holding grudges is not healthy. Holding grudges is not healthy. I don't think, and it doesn't. It definitely hurts you and the person that you're holding a grudge. Hurts you and the person you're holding a grudge against. When there might be a chance for the mistake to be reconciled. So yeah.
All right.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Johnny?
Not really, but.
Johnny.
Okay.
Did I answer your question? Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Let me answer it again. Okay. Holding grudge.
Remember, the topic is about yourself. Huh?
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you hate yourself, then you'll probably get depressed. And no one likes to. If people see that you're depressed, then people see that you're depressed, then bring them down. And no one wants to be depressed and loathing the rest of their lives. It's not healthy. Like I said, it's not healthy mentally or physically. So yeah, you have to forgive yourself and then the person. That's what I think. If it's possible. You're welcome. Thank you, Johnny.
Okay. So, so now that you guys have finished, I'm going to post a link, and there's some a lot of data out there to prove one side of this argument. I'm not going to talk about it right now. We'll save that for after we made the decision, or in this case, after I've made the decision. I think we lost Siva, so he's obviously not going to be able to participate.
Obviously.
So let me summarize or paraphrase what I heard from the two teams. Again, it's a relatively small group, so it'll be pretty easy. Moyu emphasized in his very comprehensive approach, talking about how there is a negative impact physically, emotionally, mentally, etc., if you cannot learn to forgive yourself for things. Talked about, we can't live in the past. We need to learn to move on and to forgive. I don't know so much about forgetting, but at least forgiving. So he spent a lot of time talking about that from his own experience. This is what he's seen. Johnny asked him a question about data to back it up. He says he didn't have any data to back it up, but this is from his own personal experience. Okay, Mary talked about how she agrees with the topic sometimes she doesn't. Maybe it was more the idea of how serious it is or something, but she was kind of like on both sides of the fence. I'll just use that term, okay? Because sometimes she thought that, I guess she disagreed with the word always, basically, is what I got. Because she says that sometimes yes, sometimes no, okay? And Jamie basically talked about, again, that's not healthy. It can cause things like depression, and that no specific reference upon his personal experience.
I couldn't think of any. Like
So
I said, yeah.
okay,
Sorry.
no, okay. So those were basically the two positions. Okay, those were okay. This is tough because I mean, I know the answer to the question, and there is data out there. There are statistics out there that prove this point. Okay. Now, Moyu didn't bring any to bear, which I was hoping that he would reference. If you guys remember on Wednesday in our reading session, one of the articles we had links in there that actually go to statistics and goes to data that talks about this. Okay. So I wish he would have referenced that, because that would have proven the case. Okay. And again, on Google, all you have to do is look it up. There's a lot of studies about this, and it is proven that we should, forgive ourselves. Okay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but that it is healthy. It is healthier to forgive yourself. Okay. So there's data out there to substantiate. Unfortunately, you didn't mention it, Moyu. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to go today, which I don't agree with, but just based upon the fact that you guys did not provide data to back it up, I'm going to go today with Team B, with Mary.
Ooh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, I don't agree with you, Mary.
Sure.
I strongly.
Well done, Mary.
Thank you. I know. Please, Rick.
I disagree with you, because I think we should always, because there are health impacts, psychological, emotional, etc. If we don't, physical, etc. And we talked about this on Wednesday when we were doing a reading session, because in that article it talks very specifically about it. It talks about depression. It talks about many other medical impacts. So I wish that you guys would have referenced. When Johnny asked you that question, Moyu, I was thinking, please, Moyu, all you got to do is say, talk about this.
Maybe I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay. So I'm only giving it to Mary because of your failure to back up what you said. I agree with what you said 100%, but again, if we make an argument like that, you should also be able to back it up. And even the link I just posted, that link is Mayo Clinic, is one of the most highly recognized institutions in the world, and they talk about this in a lot of detail, and they actually talk about the impacts. Okay.
Yeah.
If you had provided something like that, I would have gone with Team A, Jamie. If you or Moyu would have backed up what you said, I would have gone.
Oh well, hey, it's only the debate, right? And no harm, no foul.
Well,
so,
but no, this is important, because it's only a debate, but
yeah.
Always try. I would recommend, as much as we can, try to treat this, at a level where it's not just your opinion. Try to back up your opinion, because that's what happens in a debate. If we can't back up our opinion, then it just becomes an opinion, right?
Yeah.
So if you had cited these references, I would have chosen Team A. Okay. But anyway,
Sorry,
about
we will do in the future.
Yeah. Well, think about something we talked about a couple months ago. We were talking about critical thinking analysis, right?
Yeah.
And when you're doing critical thinking analysis, whether you're watching something on TV, you're watching the news, remember, do your homework, do your research, okay? Because if you do your research and find out the facts, then you're much more capable of defending your position, okay? If it's just the way we feel, it's hard to defend. Now, there's nothing wrong with us citing personal example. And Moyu, I think you're citing a personal example based upon your own experience, and that's fine. We could do that. But that's just one part of the equation. The other part is to look for objective data, okay? That, not subjective data. The way we feel is subjective data, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, in defending something, if we have both, maybe the way we feel backed up by objective data, it makes our argument much stronger. Okay.
Not only that, but also
anyway,
help us discern truth and lies. Right? If I say I have a pink unicorn in my garage, and you say, well, okay, and you don't ask for any kind of evidence for that. So now we have the supposed fact that I have that unicorn in my garage, and that could be a lie.
Right, right, right. Well, I think a lot of it depends on what we're talking about. There's some things that are not, discoverable by fact. There are some things that are, and I think for those things that we can provide, yeah, I agree with you. Factual data, if I show that photograph of that pink unicorn, then of course that's uh, going to be something that is substantiating information. You know,
Right.
but in this case right here, there are tons and tons of data that exist to demonstrate one side of this argument, and the inability to pull that information out and use it is what hurt Team A.
Right.
So
Sorry,
okay, well
Mayu.
this was a good. I mean, again, it's it's a good experience because again we should, yeah, I mean, it goes back to critical thinking. We should always, again, there are some things that people would make the argument that there will always be subjective because they're tied to maybe our beliefs, but there are other things that we can and should be able to obtain data to prove it one way or another, right?
Right.
So okay. Hiroki, I know or Johnny, you guys said you wanted to talk about this thing after we finish. So, one of you want to go and talk about what you think from your perspective?
Who was the proponent of this
I'm
topic?
confused.
Huh? Who was for it?
Who was the proponent?
It was Moyu and Jamie. You are you.
No. The about society and guilty in the society and
Oh,
blame
oh,
of the
oh, oh,
society.
oh, 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 that was so. That was so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she's obviously not here. Yeah, that was so yesterday. She brought it up in terms of remember, because everybody else is kind of talking about forgiveness at an individual level, and she's the one that brought it up at a more of a group or national level, or at a higher level. So yeah, she's not here right now. But I mean, I think it's like I said, I think it's a very, very interesting point because, and Jamie can relate to this because we probably hear it all the time in our country. You hear it with the Native Americans, you hear it with the blacks. How far back do you go to say, you're sorry, right? If my
Yeah.
grandparent did something wrong, or my country did something wrong, okay, 100 years ago, should we still carry the burden of forgiveness, 100 years later? Or should people say, okay, well, that was the past, it wasn't
Yeah.
me? I mean, it's a really good question. It's a really good question. So if somebody want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do.
Let me talk about,
Sure.
Hey, Hiroki, hi.
Okay.
yeah,
Go ahead.
because you asked me.
Mhm.
So asking, listening to your question, your answer, I think, as far as I know, debate has mainly two styles in the world. American policy debate is, we have a preparation time, maybe 1 month, so proof, evidence is important. But British parliamentary debate, topic is just asked right before the debate match.
Yeah.
So evidence, maybe people cannot collect evidence so much. So in that sense, evaluation style is different. Even though they don't have evidence, their kind of style of talking or logical thinking or kind of how persuasive it is, it also are evaluated. So I was thinking about that, and during your judge. Also, this topic, I think more use is more how can I say, well explained this topic and his philosophy, his standpoint very well, and also, but team B also, I'm like more like a team B type person, so But my idea a little bit changed because of Moyu is talking. Because he's talking, content of talking, and it has a give me a hope. So
gives me hope.
Give me a hope. So yeah, so while I was listening to his talking, I thought, oh, maybe I vote for the hope. So that's my opinion.
Hold on. What do you say on this hierarchy? What do you say? What would you?
Let me finish. Moyu's, talking or the way of thinking, affected me. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So Hiroki, if you had chosen a team, which one would you have chosen? Just out of curiosity.
So if I chose, I said team B. I would choose team B.
Yeah.
But Moyu's talking changed my idea. Yes. Yeah. Actually, yes.
Well, I think again, real quickly, Moyu did an excellent job.
Yes.
Very, very, he has very strong oral skills, and the way he did it was I think, a very logical approach. So again, I would have chosen Team A if not for the question. I understand what you're saying, Hiroki. I understand. But I think most people would agree. Not everybody. Most people would agree that the stronger your argument becomes stronger by backing it up. Now, it's not always required. That's not always required. It probably, again, if data doesn't exist on something or there's an absence of data. But the reason why I picked on this specifically, because I know on Wednesday when we did the reading article, we talked specifically about this. Mm-hmm. All he would have had to do, I think, Mo, you were there on Wednesday, right?
I was here too.
I was there. I really remember now.
Yeah. I remember he was there.
Okay, so all he would have done is to say, okay, on Wednesday we read this article. In the article, it cited some information about this where they've shown that there is a health impact. If he would have said that, I was waiting. I was thinking, please say it. Please say it. Please say it.
You are whispering. You are whispering. Thank you so much.
But so I understand, Hiroki, what you're saying. I do understand that. Yeah, there are different types of debates, and some are more spontaneous, and this is not going to involve a lot of data, kind of stuff, right? Okay. So, Johnny, did you want to say something?
Yeah. I find it interesting when, especially when Suzu mentioned that when she heard that some American people say sorry.
Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Aman.
Hi.
For the things that happened in that country in the past.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Aman. And it makes me wonder if we really should say sorry, for things that we didn't even, we weren't even there, and it wasn't really our fault. But it's like we take the blame for something that somebody else did, and we make it our own, and we take all the punishment, and I don't know if we should do that. But it also makes me think that if somebody says, well, I'm not sorry for that, seems like that person would think that it was okay to do that. But in fact, it's not for that reason that that person may say, I'm not sorry. Maybe he or she say, I'm not sorry because it wasn't his fault. So it's like saying I'm not sorry has different kind of impacts, and that's interesting to me.
Okay.
What is going on, guys? Sorry.
We're having our debate. Did you look at the topic? You guys need to listen. You guys need to always look at the topics, please. Okay, do your homework, prepare. Okay, it's important. Okay. So we finished our debate, and now we're having a discussion. So that's what we're doing now. Okay.
I think it's a ABC. Choose a team, maybe.
Well, we
finished.
we
finished.
Okay.
We finished the one.
Oh, missed.
We finished that part of
Why?
it. Now we're because you're late.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay.
The
So
early bird catches the worm. The early bird
Sad.
catches.
okay. So listen, please. Okay. So right now we are having a discussion about a broader topic, but Siva is back. Let's give Siva a chance to speak because I know that he was going to come back. So Siva, did you want to explain to us what you think about this topic? Then we'll open
Sure,
it up.
I did.
So tell us,
I
please.
did.
Hmm.
So,
Go
like,
ahead.
I'm from India, and I'm Shiva. Just for again, if somebody has new joined, like I'm Shiva from India, and I live in Hyderabad.
All
So,
right.
Hi, Shiva.
hello,
Hi.
hello.
You're Hyderabadi.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Hyderabad.
How are you?
Fine,
Okay.
fine.
Going on. Go on.
Okay. So the act of forgiveness does not involve in corporal punishments, and moreover, if you don't if you keep on forgiving a person, or if a person is always forgiven, he or she will never learn about mistakes. At a similar point, if you don't forgive also, there are some complications which the other person might take it into. So you don't forgive a person, but we will make a person understand the value of that particular concept and what a person is lost by doing that mistake.
They're making the mistake.
Yeah. But his view is very valuable. Yeah.
Okay. Siva.
So,
Well
because
done. Go ahead.
not all the time forgiving a person, like I'll give you a simple example here. If I keep on absconding Rick's classes, will you be able to forgive me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Why? What is the use?
Sometimes happens.
No, not sometimes, always.
Yes, of course.
Well, I think it would be something that I would not carry. Okay, so there are some things worth carrying around inside of you, and some things that are not worth carrying
So
around.
definitely, at some point or the other, the person who is absconding may be unsubscribed from the list, right?
Right. And that's their choice. I'm not gonna. Okay, since you brought up my name, let me address that. I'm not going to hold something inside of me that's going to be a negative feeling.
That's what happens if you forgive a person. You externally you might say you are forgiven, but internally that concept of forgiveness will keep on haunting you. Like, have you read Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart, Black Cat?
Yeah.
All these things. If you read Edgar Allan Poe's stories, they are all first person's narrative, and they are all mentally provoking stories. So such feelings disturbs a person. So, so never I don't say that you should not forgive a person, but make a person understand the importance.
I think is a belief relations is a first question. Sometimes it happens. This if I believe anyone's, so I don't forget any person's, and don't blame, so forget as a name, as a everything is a memory, is a computer and as a memory cards. You know about everything now. I'm talking about is a relations. I'm only forgiveness. I'm talking about this subject. I think is a relation is a first concept. As then I believe it, so not forget, and then not believe any one person, so ignore and not remembers who's that person and where he live and who is a family member, etc, etc. So this is point.
So could you just tell me your name, like from where you are, so that...
From where you're from?
I'm Aman.
She's
I'm
also...
Aman Deep Kaur from Punjab, India.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay. Here's something I've been trying to figure out how to formulate this. Could any of you hold a grudge because of something that your people did to another people? Like, for example, on my father's side, I'm English, and I know that. Wait, hold on. On my father's side, I am English. I know that for about 200 years, the English ruled India. Now, would you hate me? Would the Indians hate me because I am part English, or was that? I mean, I'm forgiven. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I little bit understand you.
Okay.
You're talking about yes, yes. You come to the India, okay?
Yeah, my
you
ancestors.
forget.
Yeah, well, the English, my people, ruled India. Your people for a couple hundred years. Now, since I am part English, and you're Indian, since my country ruled your country, and sometimes we do very badly, would you forgive me, or would you which hold my being
No.
which hold? Okay, you wouldn't forgive me, or you?
No. I never forgive you because every person you just know.
Thanks, Aman. Thanks.
Reconciliation.
Honesty before everyone,
This
right?
consultation, or to be honest, this question is important to everyone.
You know what I'm trying to say, man.
Jimmy, you're in trouble.
Yeah, no kidding. You understand what I'm trying to say, right, Aman?
This question is very nice.
Can you just repeat the question? What is it?
Okay. Well, on my father's side, I am English, and the British ruled India for a while. Since my ancestry is English and you're Indian, could you forgive me even for what my ancestors did to the Indians?
See, there's nothing to do with forgiveness in that context.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. There's nothing in that context. I don't know how forgiveness comes up.
Jamie, do you think that
he want to?
Because of sorry for interruption.
Okay.
Jimmy, do you think that you are in you're all the Indian people because you're ancient?
No. I like the Indians. No, I'm saying for sometimes the British would treat the Indians very badly and would put them in jail and stuff. And
you're never in charge of your parents, and you're in sister.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Oh, you.
I think if your ancestors, your grandparents.
Yes, you're talking about grandparents.
If they did anything wrong to anybody, you don't have to fully responsible or ashamed of what they did, but at least I think you should have some kind of responsibility or some kind of ashamedness to the victims. For example,
excuse me, what's your name, Mr.? Only Jamie, so you want to say your first generation is?
Okay, wait, time out, everybody. Okay, one person at a time. It's hard to hear when people, wait, Jamie, please. It's hard to hear when people, it's hard to hear when people are speaking over on top of each other. We cannot hear any person when people are doing that. So one at a time, please, okay?
But Rick, hello.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Rick.
Okay. Wait, Rashid. Wait, please. Wait. Okay, wait, Rashid. Please wait. Please wait. Okay. So, are you done? Okay. So, Johnny, what's going on?
Well, the next one will be Farham. He has something to say, some question, and I think Jamie, you finished with your question, right? They all answer your question, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think the next one would be Farham, and then Miriam.
Okay. And go and Rashid will make sure you get an opportunity. So please be patient. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I tell you what the question is
The
afterwards.
next is Farham. I'm not ready. Sorry. Would you someone else do it, and I try to be ready for the next one.
Okay. So Miriam was next after, or Miriam, are you able to speak, or Rashid? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Rashid. Go ahead. Go ahead.
To me, forgiveness is a great virtue. When I was young, I used to read a proverb: "Forgive and forget."
Mm-hmm.
So, suppose if you cannot forgive others, so I mean, by forgiving others, you are teaching people how to forgive. If you don't forgive others, you cannot. It is not possible for you to teach how to forgive, because no one is above mistake. Everyone makes mistake. So we should practice forgiveness in our life. So no one can tell that, no, I will not do any mistake, anything wrong in my life. And self forgiveness, yes. If we don't forgive ourselves, if we cannot forgive ourselves, we will be suffering from many sort of trauma. Why did I do? Why did he do? And I suppose, I believe in a doctrine that man proposes, God disposes. So it was supposed to happen, and that's why it happened. So I did, yeah. I tried. I made mistakes, and I didn't have any control on it. So, but it doesn't mean that I will not learn from my past mistakes. If we should forgive ourselves, but we should not forget what we did. If we forget what we did, our past, we will not learn anything from our failure, and we will not move on towards future. So it's very necessary to forgive, but not to forget. Thank you very much. It's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you, Rashid. Thank you for that.
Okay, there.
Okay.
Okay, there's what I asked Rick.
Okay, so you said your question was, since of English ancestry would
the Indian members hold it against me, since sometimes the British did horrible things to the Indians, like imprison them and all.
Right. Okay. Well, okay. So we're gonna talk more about this national or other thing in just a moment. Let's go. What I would suggest is this: let's go through everybody that hasn't had a chance to speak about today's topic or about the topic, and then once we're done with that, we can talk more about this at maybe a group or national level. So I think Miriam, did you want to say something? Okay, maybe you can't speak right now. Okay, Thea, how about you? Did you want to say something?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what did you think, Miriam?
Okay, what was the topic exactly?
Well, the debate topic was we should always forgive ourselves no matter how big the mistake we have made.
Yes, I do agree with this.
Okay.
Maybe it takes some time to forgive ourselves, but at the end, I think always we have to forgive ourselves. That's
Okay. Okay. So let me. Okay. 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 We'll keep it at that right now. There's some more questions. We'll ask from a bigger perspective shortly. But thank you for that. Let me ask you what's that?
I said I'm ready for 2 to 3 sentences.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Farham. Go ahead.
Yeah. The forgiveness and the concept of the forgiveness is really good, but I think you have to prepare some situation that, sorry, my father called me, I cannot reject him. And I think if you forgive yourself every time and you adapt to that, and you cannot go into, as the friend said and the other guy said, that you cannot improve yourself. Every time you do something and you actually don't, you actually try to forgive yourself, you've never actually achieved anything. But I believe that you can punish yourself. The punishment is not something hard, but it could be prevent buying something or prevent gift yourself until you achieve your goal. There is not just one goal in the life, okay? You can have multiple goals and gift yourself for achieve one goal and have a penalty for not achieve and not having a good progress to achieving a goal. So the combination of that is the life, okay? You gift it for something and you punish it for something, okay? This is the realistic way of the look at the life. And the forgiveness is not allowed in that scenario, okay? So I believe that maybe it's a kind of robotic act. It's a really kind of the very logical way. But I'm not believe the forgiveness. It means that I'm not care about that goal. I'm not care about what's happened. And not believe that is a good attitude to say that I'm not care. I'm really care about what happened. I want to change it. I have to prevent, for instance, going to the party this week because I didn't do well in this week. And you can give yourself with that way that I go to the bar tonight because I had a good mark on that exam. You gift yourself, or you also can punish yourself, and you can improve yourself by this scenario. I not believe that there is a good idea to forgive yourself and say that I will not care about what is going on in my life, because it's not the way that you can achieve to the best future, better life, or I think be actually a little important, I don't know, be effective for other people and can have an impact for other people. That's all.
Okay, that's actually very, very interesting. So your point is that, you know, forgiveness, whether it's for yourself or for others, is not something that we should take lightly, because if we just treat it as something that we just automatically do, or we treat it without thinking about it, then basically it loses its meaning almost, in a way, right?
Yeah, forgiveness is not allowed, as I said. Yeah, I'm not believe that forgiveness is good. You've never forgive yourself. Also, I go overboard. I said that you have to punish yourself if you didn't do well. But the punishment is not like hang out yourself. The punishment is try to do better. Try to reduce your leisure time, just for 1 hour.
Okay.
Well, it depends on what you did, Farham. You know. I mean,
actually, it depends on what you did. Yeah. If you kill somebody, you cannot say that, oh, no, I'll forgive myself. No, man, you cannot.
No. if you kill somebody, you'll probably go to jail. But well, if if it's like first degree, that means if it's meditated, yeah. But if it was like secondary, like it's accidental.
Yeah, accidental. It's not your fault, my friend.
Right.
Okay, but hang on. Hey, I just want to make sure. I want to make sure it's clear. Something Farham said. I just want to make sure it's clear. So Farham, you said that you believe that for some things we should never forgive ourselves. Is that what you said? I want to be clear. Is that what you said?
I suppose he likes to say that our forgiveness should be compensated. Yeah, we will forgive, but it needs to be compensated.
Okay.
Would you repeat, Richard? I didn't get you.
What I said is that you said that for some things we should never forgive ourselves. Is that what you said?
We never forgive ourselves. We should punish or gift ourselves.
Okay. Wow.
The situation is
okay.
Situation is changed, guys. Then
What's that? What's that?
Everything changed. Yes, I say the situations is a depend on. Is it not punish ourselves? Is there something is wrong with you? So I think is a then situations is changed.
Can I complete my sentence with that? You cannot forgive yourself because the environment, the society, the laws, anything around you never forgive you if you do something wrong. Okay.
Okay, I know about that.
But why would you care about society or the laws? This is about you. This has nothing to do with society or the laws. You know, your ability to forgive yourself has nothing, zero to do with society or laws, okay? Zero.
Yes.
So give me an example that forgive yourself in your life. Give me an example.
You want me to give you an example?
No, somebody give me an example that he or she forgive himself because of that fault.
Okay, so
there are not many examples come to mind when you talk about forgiveness, but when you want to tell about something you have not forgiven, definitely the examples will be very rare.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead.
I have time, 1 minute's time to say something else, or we can go.
Yeah, go ahead, and then we'll go back to Mark. Go ahead.
Look, I had a problem. I give you an example. I had a test. I was fault in that test. I did I studied 9 months for that exam, but I didn't pass that exam. Okay. Do you think that that was a fault, and I have to be punished because of that? I don't think so. I said to myself, I did my best.
Some kind of situation is not same, mister. It's my opinion. Yes, situation is changed. Everything is changed.
Can you get your mic? Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, this is getting out of control. Let's calm down a little bit, please. Okay, so let's Farham finish, and then what we're gonna do, make sure everybody gets a chance to speak. Everybody, okay? So we still have 3 people that haven't spoken yet. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and open it up. We'll extend this 4 people, I guess. We'll open it up so we can expand a little bit more upon this. Okay. So I see, Johnny, I saw your note. Mariam has dropped off. I guess when she comes back, she could talk about the other
Johnny, please,
okay. Okay, let's go ahead.
Please.
Okay, let's go ahead and
please,
let
one minute I speak. Mr. Johnny.
Okay.
Johnny, are you here?
Yeah, I already spoke.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny spoke.
Yes. I want to talk with 10 minutes. Okay, in the private. Then I drop the call. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, that's okay. So let's go to Thea. Thea, what would you like to say? Are you here, Thea? Okay, maybe she can't speak right now. Okay. Let's go to Alareza. Alareza, would you like to tell us what you think, please?
Even same issue.
Okay, hello.
Hey, Alareza, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. What I'm thinking about this topic is that, for example, in some situation, I'm agree with the topic, and we should forgive ourselves, but not forgetting what we have done, and reminding ourselves to do better in the future. And and sometimes it happens that we just forget what we did something wrong, and it doesn't mean that we have might forgive ourselves. But yeah, this is the situation that might happen.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, let's go ahead and try and finish everybody. Then, like I said, I would like if you guys want to expand some more, because some of you have not had a chance to speak so much. I want to make sure everybody gets the equal opportunity to speak up. So, because I do have some questions for you, Alareza, but let's go through the rest of the people first, and I'll go back to you, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Bijan. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hey, Bijan. Hey, Bijan.
Okay, I'm agree with the title.
I agree.
I agree, yes. And my perception is very simple. I want to say that if we forgive ourselves after doing a mistake, I don't care about how big it's the mistake. But I want to say that if we forgive ourselves, it does not mean that we ignore or forget that mistakes, or that, I mean, the mistakes. Do you know, I mean, I think forgiveness is a process that helps us to heal our feelings and emotions, and you know, I think it's an unconscious process. Punishment, self-punishment is an unconscious process, because every normal human in a society has this property in his, I mean, in social education tells us in the, I mean, the process of education, we learn that after doing some mistakes, feel very bad, and so I mean, this is a very, very unconscious process, and I think it's very better to forgive ourselves and let ourselves that to make the future, to make better decisions. I think forgiveness will help us to be better and refine our mistakes.
Okay. Very well said, Bijan. Very well said. Good job. And I see here, okay, so let me try Thea one more time. Thea, are you here? Okay, so maybe you can't. Yeah, sounds like you're maybe in a noisy place.
Hello.
Hey, Thea.
Hi, Richard.
How are you?
I'm fine, a little bit cough, so far fine. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Did you want to say something?
About forgiveness is, from my opinion, it's more difficult to forgive yourself rather than to forgive someone else. And If it's depend if the person make mistake, it depends how close relationship between you and the person. More closer you with that person, will be more difficult to forgive the mistakes, especially big mistake that the person done to you. And about forgiveness that you give to yourself, it depends how sincere your heart to forgive yourself. I mean, there is a situation that I heard some the conversation about an example. To give an example about the situation that you have to forgive yourself. Um, I just want to say there is some condition, as if you lost someone and you felt you made mistake. There's something that you have done to him, but it's gone. So it's a condition that how big and sincere your heart to give forgiveness to yourself. So it's difficult. I mean, it's more difficult to forgive yourself actually, but it also goes back to how grateful you are with your condition. I mean, for me, sometimes if I've done mistake, I will think that there's a possibility that things can get worse than this. So it's like make me have to receive this condition, and it's not as easy as we say this. I mean, it's not easy, but sometimes time can help you to forgive yourself. And yeah, I think it's I think that's it, Richard. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Thea. Thank
So
you.
words are spoken with a lot of experience.
Yeah. I think that again, when we think about this topic, for some people they have probably made quite a few mistakes, maybe some serious, and hopefully those are learning experiences for us. Because I something. Let me briefly touch on this from my perspective. I think we did. Safe is doing housework. Okay, Safe. I want you to take a picture so we get proof. Okay, Safe. You need to take a picture and send us a picture so we have proof you're doing housework. Okay, I've never heard that before from you. Okay, all right. So
Richard, can I add something? Maybe I
Sure.
think forgiveness related with your heart. It doesn't, you can't. It's not. Sometimes it's not a logic thing, illogical. You put forgiveness in your heart. Something like that. Okay, then thank you, Richard.
Okay. So let me. Okay, hang on a second. Let me try to add. It looks like we lost Mariam. I'll try to bring her back. Okay. So let me touch on something. Then we'll open it up. We'll keep this going for a little bit longer. We'll open it up to talk about society, and I know Mariam has a thing to talk about with that. Okay. So let me quickly go through my own perspective at the individual level. Then we'll give Mariam the chance to talk about forgiveness at a society level. Okay. So when I think about forgiveness, and listening to all of you, you all have brought up some really interesting points, I think. One of the first things in my case, okay, from my perspective, is that we have to be willing to confront it, not hide from it, not pretend it doesn't exist. Okay, that doesn't help. Okay, because if we have wronged somebody, okay, just saying, okay, well, it's okay, basically goes back to something Farham said earlier. Okay, it almost invalidates the harm we caused that other person. Okay, so I think we do need to validate that. Okay, out of respect for that person and out of respect for ourselves. Okay, so pretending it didn't happen doesn't solve anything. Okay, and then from my perspective, when I say confronted, there are 3 or 4 steps I think about. The first step is to think to yourself, what did I do? Okay, you need to be able to how do I say it? Put that into a definitive approach. What did I do? Okay. Second question, why did I do it? Okay. Okay, most people do not intentionally do something to hurt another person. Most of the time, it's not intentional. Most of the time, we do it unintentionally. Okay, it's an accident. We don't mean to hurt them. Most people are like that. There are some maybe that like to hurt, but most people don't. Okay. The third thing is, how can I not do it again? Okay, so what are the steps that are necessary to not do it again? Okay. And the fourth step is to basically practice, we have a saying, right? Practice what you preach, right? So in other words, that means to follow your own advice, okay? It's very easy sometimes we give advice, okay? But we have to follow our own advice. So let me summarize. First step, what did I do? Second step, why did I do it? Third step, how can I not do it again? Fourth step is to practice what we just said to ourselves, okay? I think that this is not a complete list. Other people might have ideas about this, but to me, forgiveness is a process. And if we think about the definition of the word process, okay, the definition of the word process is a series of steps or actions required to achieve a desired goal. Okay, so healing is a process. Okay, emotional healing is a process. Okay. So we have to go through these steps or actions to achieve that goal of not repeating it, okay? It's not just an arbitrary, okay, whenever I get around to it, I'm going to get around to it, okay? To me, we should take steps, okay? It should be something that yeah, it's tied to our emotions. You brought it up, Dia, that it's tied to our heart sometimes. But we can also look at it from a different standpoint as well. It's a process, okay? And for each individual, it's a different process. For each individual, it depends upon the type of issue that happened, okay? So again, we have to think about it this way in order to put some boundaries or put some lines around it to understand it, okay? So that's my perspective on this. I shared my story yesterday. I'm not going to share it again today. I shared it yesterday about why this is really important. And from my own life experience, things that have happened that have been probably as bad as they can get, okay? And my own, I'll use the term self-discovery into how you deal with it, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and open it up to, I think Miriam had a question or a comment to make about forgiveness at a society level, right? Miriam, you want to say something? Oh, okay, now she drops off.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What's her net? What? She has to forgive her net, I guess.
Okay. So did anybody, okay, so who wants to, okay, who would like to talk next? And we can go ahead and you can either, do you want to ask a question about what I said, or if you want to talk about society?
I want to talk about something, okay?
Sure,
about the fault, about the definition of the fault and the forgiveness. That you forgive yourself when you think you did something wrong, okay? So I think sometimes we think we did something wrong, but not actually. That wasn't a wrong action. For instance, you did your best to pass an exam and you didn't. It doesn't mean that you had a fault. It means that you should do better to pass that exam. I had a story, okay? I have a story about the exams. I studied and studied. I tried to pass an exam, but I didn't pass the exam. I never think that was my fault, and I'm never thinking about to forgive myself, because I think that wasn't my fault. I did my best, and if I didn't my best, if I didn't spend enough time of reading, I think I wouldn't be satisfied of what I did. So I'm not thinking about forgivenesses, about something that I think that I did my best. The problem is that when I think I didn't my best in some subjects, okay? Did you get my point? I don't know.
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
So the forgiveness role is start from the time that you think that you didn't do your best to achieve a goal or to do something, okay? So what you should do after that? Do you think that, okay, I forgive myself because I didn't spend enough time for something, or I forgive myself because I didn't, I don't know, read enough, I didn't do enough, I didn't exercise enough? You forgive yourself for all of them and leave, and you try to be calm the rest of your life. I think the kind of unsatisfaction in your life is the cause of any improvement in your future. If you are satisfied with your position, you wouldn't be try to be better in the future. So I think the human need the kind of unsatisfaction about the position to be improved. Am I right or not? If you are not
Well,
angry.
I agree. I completely agree with you. Yes, it's very long logic. Yes. Strong,
I have something to add on this. He's trying to be more philosophical and inclined towards the aspect of forgiveness instead of talking at the ground level.
Well, yeah, well, and you know, I think, and so you got some feedback for him. So I would make just one comment before we go ahead and try to give Mariam a chance to speak as well, since she hasn't had much of a chance, and others as well. I don't think we should ever punish ourselves. I don't like that word punish.
No.
Okay? I don't think that's the right word. I understand your point. I understand your position, but punishing ourselves is to me not productive. It's not conducive. Now that doesn't mean if, okay, let's say instead of preparing for an exam a week before, every night we went out with our friends and we partied. Okay, so we did not put the time in to properly prepare for that exam. Okay. As an example. And so let's say we failed the exam. Okay, so if you say, okay, I'm going to punish myself for the next couple months, I'm going to spend, I'm not going to go out and see my friends anymore. I'm not going to have, any enjoyable time. I don't think that's the right approach, because what I would say is that.
So what you would do for next exam?
Well, wait. Okay, I'm getting there. Okay.
Sorry.
So what I would say is that, okay, understand what did I not do. Okay, so I would say, okay, I didn't take the steps to prepare. What do I have to do? Spend 2 hours each night studying, and then when I finish studying, then I could go see my friends. Okay, but I don't think of that in terms of punishment. Okay, I think of that as taking corrective action, which is a little bit different. Punish means that what it means to me is that you made a choice about your priorities. Your priorities were not focused on preparing for the test, okay? But I don't think that means necessarily that you're going to punish yourself. What you've done now, you identified that as a problem. You understand that was a problem, and you're going to take your corrective action to address it. So that means in preparing for the next exam, you're going to make the studying part a priority, and you're going to spend 2 hours every day. So I know it's just words. I understand your point 100%. I understand your point. I just think that punishing ourselves is that has a very negative connotation. And I think what we can do is we can learn from that experience. And by learning that experience, we take certain actions to make sure it doesn't happen again. There's a difference between learning from something and punishing yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my point. And I know it's words. Okay. But that's my point.
For that matter, punishment not only for oneself, but even for the fellows also should not be given.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I tell you what, let's go ahead. I know Mariam's been trying for a long time to be able to let's go ahead. Let's listen what Mariam has to say about society. and then we're going to go ahead. We're not going to close the chat. We'll keep the chat open for another half hour or so. So that way, if people want to talk more about this, they can. But Mariam, what did you want to say?
Really, I have the right now to talk.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Finally. After getting me confused, I have the chance to talk. I think that to me, saying sorry for what our ancestors did, I'm against this 100%.
Yeah.
Because we are not the one to be listen to others what they about to see if someone said that yes, we are blamed. If anyone here could give me arguments for this, not against it. Rick, did you get my point?
Yeah. So
what did I say about this? I mean, I think it is obvious that we are not blamed. I said hypothetical question. Yes, Jamie, I'm asking if there are ones who approve this.
Yeah. So is there anybody here? Let me help. Is there
Yes.
anybody here that believes that we should hold ourselves accountable for something that maybe our ancestors did? Is anybody here that believes that?
No, there's nothing as such.
Huh?
There's nothing as such. Like, there's nothing to feel like that in a way.
Well, okay. You say,
Excuse me. Can I say something?
Yeah, if Siva's finished, yeah. I want to make sure people are able to complete.
Something.
Go ahead, Bijan. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Something that we should emphasize and concentrate it that self-punishment is I think is something a storm of emotion, bad and negative emotions that prevent us to go forward, to think correctly, to think, according to a best plan for doing the jobs, doing the better activities in the future. And we should, this self-punishment, because of big mistakes, will affect and will attack our positive emotions. That is my idea.
Okay.
So, Rick, what I want to say that forgiveness, I think it is something more personal. I think that I can't ask forgiveness for something I didn't do or something that my dad or my sister has done. Okay, so let only to ask forgiveness for something my ancestors have done.
So
yes.
So you're looking at it purely as, I as an individual can choose what I do or what I don't do. So I as an individual am only responsible for my actions. I'm not responsible for my family's actions or my ancestors' actions, or maybe at a national level for
what I do. My dad is never responsible on this, and what my dad or my sister or someone else is not responsible on what I'm doing.
Okay.
This is the point. It is something personal.
Yeah. Okay. So that raises an interesting point, and I was thinking about this a minute ago when you were speaking. So let's think about history. Okay, so let's spend just a minute to think about history. A lot of people don't like history; they think it's really boring. Okay.
Yes.
But the purpose of history is, in some cases, to record things, in other cases, to learn from what's been recorded, right? Right. So we can make an argument. We can make an argument that understanding our history is important to prevent us from repeating things that shouldn't be done again. Okay, whether it's genocide, okay, things that happen against people in different countries, okay, or different ethnic groups, etc., or different religions.
Does it have something to do with forgiveness?
Yes. Give me a second. I'm getting there.
In what way? Okay.
Okay. So my point is that, you know, history teaches us these things. Okay. So we are a part of society, right? You cannot separate us from society because we're part of, what is society? It's us. We're society, right? You're part of society in Tunisia. Johnny's a part of society. Okay, so we contribute to society. You can't just say, you know, we and society are different things. No, we make up society. Okay, right? So my point is we have the ability to influence what happens in society. Is my point. So there are two responsibilities. There is a responsibility we have as an individual, and there's a responsibility we have as part of society. Okay. If I say that, okay, all Americans do this, but you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm not, you know, even though I'm American. So there is to some extent, I think, a need to understand, you know, our role in society. And I think we do have a role. I think we have a strong role. Now, can we, you know, does Rick have the power to change everything that happens in America? No, of course not. Okay. In the United States, no, of course not. Right. So if somebody comes up to me, you know, and says, Rick, you know, I'm a Native American Indian, your ancestors, because my ancestors came to the United States about 300 years ago, back when we were just starting to be a country, okay? And they said, Rick, your ancestors were responsible for hurting my ancestors. Okay, I would say, well, I'm sorry about that. You know, I wish they hadn't done that. Okay, but I don't feel like I have any responsibility for what happened then. Now, what I do have responsibility for is for being part of future decisions and preventing those things from happening in the future. Right? So my responsibility is today and tomorrow, right? My responsibility is not the past. I can't do anything about happening in the past.
Yes.
Now,
mistake belongs to past.
Right.
But forgiveness related to future.
Yeah. So I can't. So again, I can't change what my ancestors might have done 300 years ago. I'm sorry that they did it because I don't think that anybody should do things to harm other people like that. Okay. Again, I don't care what country we're talking about. Could be talking about Iran, United States, any country. Okay. Tunisia, Algeria, any country. Okay. It's wrong to hurt innocent people. Okay. Period. Okay. So I think that we should think about it this way. We learn from the past. Okay. We take the steps necessary today and tomorrow to not repeat those things that we've done. Okay.
Hi, Richard. I have a question to you. A very important question to you.
Yeah, but let me. Rashid.
No, please. It's a very important question.
Oh my God! Listen, Rashid, please do not interrupt. Okay, I don't care how important it is. Sorry. That's one thing that irritates me more than anything else. I really get, you know, irritated when people. So please let me just finish what I'm saying, and then I'll be happy to answer your question. Okay. So my point is very simple, as I said. Okay. Remember the past. Do what we can about today, and do what we can about the future. Okay, and that's all we can do. We can't do more. Okay, we can't do more. That's all we can do. Okay, go ahead, Rashid. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sorry for that. Actually, okay. Sometimes I can understand where have you finished or not. Something.
Okay. No, it's okay.
That's okay. Right. Okay, sir. I'd like to ask you a question. If your ancestors' good work. If you're selected to, take award for your ancestors' good work, that your ancestors did some good for the nation, and they're not available in this world. So as you are their descendants, so this award will be given to you. So won't you give this? Won't you take this award? And if you take this award, why don't you take their punishments?
let me make sure I understand your question.
What?
So you say, so let me make sure I understand. So your question was, if my ancestors did something to deserve an award, would I take that award? And if I was willing to take that award and they made a mistake, would I also be willing to take responsibility for the mistakes?
Yeah, if they make mistakes, why will you? Will you not be responsible?
Well, I wouldn't. Well, I know take an award for something my ancestors did. I wouldn't take an award for anything. Deserved it. So
Did you hear about posthumous award? Posthumous, someone did something.
Yes, but yes, I've heard of that. But the difference is that people that are accepting that award are not accepting it on their behalf. They're accepting it on the person's behalf. Okay, that's the difference.
I think he meant taking credit for.
Yeah. No, I get what he means. Yeah. But again, it's not. You know, if I get an award, okay. So my father was a policeman. Okay. So let's say even though he didn't die in the line of duty, okay, he died of different causes. But let's just say he had died in the line of duty and been given an award. I would not accept that award for me. I would be accepting that award for him and what he did as a policeman. There's a difference. Okay.
Well, Rashid, you can accept. Wait, hold on. You can accept an award. Let's say your grandfather was in World War II and he saved some people, you know, but he wasn't recognized when he was alive. You can petition to have the president still give you the reward in your grandfather's name. So yeah, you can that's sort of what, if I understand your question, that's sort of the same thing.
Yeah, but the challenge with that is, again, you're not accepting the award for anything you did. You're accepting the award on something he did.
Yeah, in my grandfather's name.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we have let's change the idea just a little bit. We're going to go for a little bit longer. So again, let's think about this at a national level or at a I'd like to study history. I enjoy looking at the past because I think we can learn something from it. If we think about what happened, and with the Armenians in Turkey, Native Americans and blacks in our country, the Muslims in Bosnia, there are many right now. What they call the Rahanji folks in Burma, right? That are fleeing into Bangladesh. Okay, okay, you want to try, Sakat? Okay, just give me 1 second to finish, and then you can respond. So if we think about these things, okay, there are many ways. Today it still happens, right? So the point is that we can learn from those things as a society and try to prevent them. That's what I would say. Go ahead, Sakat, if you want to say something.
Hi there. My name is Shekhar. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Tell us what you think, please.
Actually, you are trying to talk about Rohingya. We called it in Bangla Rohingya. They fled in our country a few months ago. They are really poor people. Myanmar should take them back. And our country's people trying to help Rohingya people from heart. We can share everything, but it's not the way. Myanmar should take back them. They need they need support.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
sorry for my bad English.
No, it's
It's
good.
okay.
It's good. It's good. It's good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just a question, Rashid. Did I answer your question correctly, or did you did you understand what I said? Rashid.
Yeah. So did you ask? Did you ask that question to me?
No. Yeah. Did my answer to your question satisfy yours? Did I answer? My
Anyway, no. I mean, I don't like to prolong the discussion anymore. But I had a question, but I didn't ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can
Jamie.
take a word for them,
Okay,
why
we're
don't I
Jamie.
take a punishment for them?
Okay, so listen,
Anyway,
Jamie.
I don't like to prolong the
Okay,
discussion.
Rashid, Jamie, please, Jamie, you as well. Please let other people finish before you speak up. It confuses things, please. So, Saikad, is there anything else you would like to say? You do a good job. Okay, we understand you. Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for participating. Okay.
Okay.
And we're happy to have you here. Okay, Rashid, I think you answered Jamie's question, but Jamie's question now has made you come up with another question. Is this true?
I think he told me that, are you satisfied with Richard's answer? And in reply, I told him, yeah, I'm in part partially satisfied, but not full. What I actually, not me, anyone can ask this question. If I can take a word for them, why can't I take punishment for them? But anyway, but I also believe that people should not be punished for their ancestors' misdeeds. But many people think that way in this world, and that's the reality. And I try to present their
No, let me say something. If I as a little harsh. The reason why I come across as a little harsh is because when we have so many people from different countries, different English levels, and everything else, it can make it a little bit challenging. The only way for us to have a productive, clear discussion is for us to give each other the time to finish what we're saying. That's the reason why I'm a little bit harsh on this. Okay, so thank you for understanding. Okay.
I don't mind at all. I understand your
Okay. So Aloreza did not get a chance to speak very much, and I wanted to ask you a question, Aloreza. You're pretty young, Aloreza. Have you had an experience in your life where you felt like you don't have the ability to forgive somebody, or what?
I mean, I'm trying to achieve that. I mean, I do not like not forgiving someone. I do like to forgive. Yeah.
Okay.
I have forgiven. I've got that ability.
Okay, so let me ask you a different kind of question. Okay, so you're Afghan, you're living in Iran, two different cultures, right? They are two different cultures. Okay, so when we talk about things like forgiveness, how is there a difference you think between Afghan culture and Persian culture or Iranian culture? Huh?
No, it's not that different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you another question to try to pull some more out of you. Okay. So I think in most, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, in most, I don't want to say Arab because Iran is not, they're Persian, but in the Middle East, I'll just say in the Middle East. Okay. something. Now remember, this is not doing something. This is doing something. Now you time, you have maybe even not sold them to somebody else that maybe wanted them. Okay. So in a situation like that, I gave you my word. Okay. You trusted that I would come back and buy those from you, right?
Okay.
But I broke my word to you. Okay. So I broke it. So how important is forgiveness for you in a case like that?
In a case like that, it is not. I mean, it is possible to forgive someone like that, but for the next time, it wouldn't happen. For example, yeah, if you came to us again and tell us that I need that amount, but the next time I would give the money first, then I will prepare it for you.
Okay, good. What Alvarez and I just did is, I think, a good example of how we can take a practical approach to the words trust and forgiving, right? That's pretty important, I think. Okay, and because these things happen all the time, these things in our lives happen all the time, right?
Yeah, and we should. I mean, we should learn how to deal with our problems, not just solving them.
Right.
I mean, every single day we are facing a lot of problem, and we can't say that we won't have any problem again. But we should learn how to deal with them. And if you cannot forgive someone, that negativity side in you will grow. And I do not like to be like that person that I'm not gonna forgive someone, because if I'm not gonna forgive, I would be thinking about it, and I mean, and I don't like that.
Right. Okay.
Rick, excuse me. I just only want to say a sentence or fine thing. I want to say that I think that we're born to enjoy our life, not suffer and punish ourselves.
We're born to enjoy our life.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think,
it's my philosophy for living. I mean, enjoy and make others to feel happiness.
Yeah. No, that's a good that's a good philosophy. Okay. I mean, the reality might not always be like that, because we all know that we go through, times in our life that we're not happy, we're not joyful. Okay. That's just life, but we should try anyway. So yeah, understand your point. Okay. Good philosophy. Okay.
Bye guys. I'm sleepy now.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Have a nice time.
Okay. So anybody want to bring up any last things before we wrap up? Any last comments before we wrap up? Anything?
Hi, Siva. Do you have any comment?
No, he's gone. He's not here right now, Rashid. He's not here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But listen, okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I've got a few things. I think even when I hang up on my end, you guys, obviously, if you want to keep chatting, it's up to you. But thank you, everybody. It was kind of an interesting. I didn't think it was going to turn out the way it did, but it actually ended up pretty interesting. And I really, like the again, Yeah, exactly. The atmosphere, you guys all shared ideas. It's really, really interesting to me, and all of your experiences and knowledge is very interesting. So I always learn things from you guys. I always learn things. So thank you for helping me. Thank you for being my teachers, okay?
Anytime.
I have more teachers in the world than anybody else, okay?
Yeah.
But Richard, can I say something here?
Sure.
I mean, I'm not sure whether you will agree with me or not. I noticed that when Deepa was talking, he was using some expressions and words which I found a little bit difficult to understand. I mean, as he's student of literature, that's why I suppose in his speech he tried to use some literary expressions, and
yeah, well, he spoke very well. He spoke very well. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I struggled hard to understand what he says.
Okay. Yeah.
But you don't use I can understand you very well. I could understand you very because you try to use very normal, common words and expressions. But I think it is his habit. He's habituated to this sort of thing.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk. If we talk to somebody, for an example, let me give you an example, Rashid. I've known people, and I used to have this guy that worked with me, and he had his PhD in engineering, and he would talk, and he would use terminology and vocabulary that I was like, huh?
Yeah.
So I think we're all a little bit different, but that's fine.
I think he can be a good addition to.
No. His pronunciation is very, very good. It's very easy to understand him. No, he did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be good addition to this group.
Yes. No. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Johnny wants to make an announcement. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, Jimmy.
Johnny.
Yeah, well,
we've been here for a couple hours now.
We have some new members, so this is a good opportunity for you and the rest to know we are close to celebrate our anniversary in Dreams in Motion, and I think it will be a very nice idea if you can, for example, I don't know, write the name Dreams in Motion on a pancake and take a photo and send us, or carve it into a tree surface and you take a picture of that and you send it to us. Or if you want to write the name Dreams in Motion on a sand on the beach and take a picture and send us. I mean, it is up to your creativity. We would like to use that to promote the organization. We would like to perhaps make a video with that, and we would like if you can do that for us. We will appreciate that.
And on this occasion, can't we hear any motivational English songs in this group? I mean, to mark the birthday anniversary of this group. So is it possible, teacher?
We're coming up. Yeah. So Rashid, what Johnny's referring to is we had a discussion a few weeks ago, and in preparation for the 6-year anniversary of the organization. Also, next month will be in the 1-year anniversary of our facility in Tunisia. So one of the things we talked about, as Johnny referred to, is to get some different ways of people promote the organization. For the actual party, we plan to have some kind of party. I don't know how we'll do it yet. We're still thinking about that. But certainly, any ideas or recommendations are welcome, Rashid. Any ideas you guys have, we'll put something formal together. We had talked about this. Johnny and myself, Rajano and Jamila had talked about how to create kind of a campaign. I have some examples, Johnny. I have some examples, for example, from Rajano, from City. I have the one that Lala had done some time ago. So we have some examples we'll share with you guys to give you a better understanding of the types of stuff we're looking for. So yeah, thank you, Johnny, for mentioning that. And yeah, I guess we need to put together like a small campaign approach to this, and put that out in our Skype groups and
Facebook. I have a request to you, Richard. If it's possible for you, you will try to send an attachment file on my Skype window about the objectives of dreams in motion, because when I try to invite anyone and they ask me the question, what's the objective, I cannot brief them properly. That's why at leisure time you will just send me. I will save it in my document, in my file.
I can do that. I saw your message and I apologize I haven't got to it. But yes, I can do that. I could send you something kind of explaining the organizational goals and objectives.
If anyone asks me the question, I can directly send it to you, to them, so that you can read.
No, I understand what you're looking for, and that's a good idea. And thank you, thank you for, Rashid, for doing that. Thank you very much for doing those kind of things too. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Johnny, for putting that out there. And I guess we need to put something formal together. But thank you, everybody. And Saikat, welcome so much. Nice to meet you. Okay.
Same here.
Okay, and Bijan, nice to hear you again. Ali Reza, I promise if I suppose from your family, I'll pay for them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for this great topic.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody.
I should say a special thanks about your efforts. You're really during last year.
We have
best job. Future.
Well, we have a good team of people, and we have some good members, so that's what makes it possible. So
and congratulations for the anniversary.
Okay, thank you. So send us some vegetables, okay, Alarissa?
Okay.
Thank you all too.
Okay, all right. Listen, take care, everybody. Okay, bye.
Bye,
everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.